probably the best thing about Booktube and science fiction Booktube especially is it's not just something to talk about our hobby, talk about our reading, review books, etc. It's also to connect with like-minded people. And I have to say, one of the best things about my channel is I've met just kind of organically or randomly some amazing people. And I'm even in contact now, not just going to see like Dorset Bob, but I'm in contact with people who I see as kind of legendary on this in our niche within YouTube, right? So I've got a couple of boxes of books coming, and this is the first one from Legend One, who you all know by now. I am 100% sure you all know who he is, and that's Stephen from the Outlaw Bookseller. He sent me, and this is one of the best emails to get in life, right? He sent me a few photos of books, basically a box of books, and said, look, I'm taking these to sell or to swap or whatever. Do you want to have a look and see if anything you'd like to pull out? And I did. I think there was like a minimum of 10 or something, so I got 10, I think. And even the just the process of seeing the books, working out the editions, and then checking my collection, all that. I love all that stuff. So this is a box of books from Stephen. So thank you very much, Stephen. I'm going to open it now. I've also got a box of books coming eventually from Paul at the SF Book Cave. And we've been chatting. Actually, we've been chatting about me maybe going to see him and stuff, but it just hasn't, life's got in the way. And yeah, I'd like to do that more, really. There's a few people I'd really love to kind of meet in person if that ever happens. It feels a little bit weird at this stage because it's also virtual and you know, digital, but that would just be great. But anyway, I think there's at least 10 books in here, and the fact they come from Stephen is kind of obviously an added bonus. So yeah, I'm going to open it now and let's see what we've got. I haven't done like a haul like this for a while, so sounds good. Okay, so a nice postcard that I'm going to read, but it's personal, so I'm not going to show you. But the first line is, hope these enhance the collection. I am 100% sure they will, Steve, so thank you. Right, so awesome. Look at that. Just anyway, let's go one by one because I can't remember really what I chose from the photo. You know, I like to do that, right? I'm sure other people do it as well. It's like, especially on big hauls, maybe on eBay, you kind of have a scan, but you want the excitement to be like the unknown within a box, you know. The hunt is one of the big things. But the first one is a door yellow spine, which if you've seen my Dorset Bob's video by now, is I've been picking these up, and not deliberately. I'd be really interested to see whose front cover this is after I did the thing on Kelly Freas, but let's see. So Suzette Hayden Elgin, star anchored, star angered in the door, and that's 579. So I'm slowly building my collection of these. I've never read one. I've never actually read an edition of this. So I got the Tanith Lee Electric Forest, but I read the Hamlin, for example. But they're just so gorgeous to read. Does it say who the cover artist is on that? It is. It's Kelly Freas. So that's also what I love about the hobby, is like the kind of subconscious pattern recognition that happens, because there's so much information, but it's all stuff you're passionate about. Things stick, and I can't tell you that looks like a Kelly Freas, but because of what I've been doing recently in the research. So yeah, really good. Excellent start. Thank you, Steve. I'm just going to go one by one. And again, I chose a door. Gordon Eklund, All Times Possible. In Alternate America, All Roads Lead to Tommy Bloom. Door SF 108. And again, great condition. I got various photos of these, so I knew they were all going to be good condition. I think there's one that Steve said is not as good as he thought, and I think he added another book or something, which he didn't need to do, but thank you. A little bit of illustration as well. So called 1974, cover up by Charles Gross this time, and that is unread. So very happy with that. In terms of the price, Steve gave me like a mate's price, right? Like if I bought these individually on eBay, they would have been more. If I bought them in a huge lot of, 100, yeah, maybe, but they don't exist a lot, right? So I'm a big believer in buying and selling faithfully, because it always comes back. So excellent. Number 2, Door. And then I got this one. I did read my first Doc Smith, and it was okay, right? It's dated and whatever, but I felt the charm in it. But I'm still going to collect them, and this just looked like really good. It was just really good value and really good condition for its age, basically. And it's the Panther editions that I've been collecting. So Space Hounds of IPC. I haven't seen this one. And is that a Foss? Does it actually say? No, it doesn't say. But yeah, again, feels unread. Again, and I think this is late 70s. No, 1974. So again, really good condition. Really happy with that. I've got quite a bit of Doc Smith now. I'm not going to probably read. I might read one again towards the end of the year. I've just started Jack Williamson. So looking at the golden era kind of thing. But yep, excellent. Number 3. Okay, the Master SF series from NEL, I randomly come across these. I don't go out of my way to get them, but I do quite like them. It's again, looking at the shelf. I think Chris from Chris Baggs Books, if you look to the left and up, I think I've seen all of the Master SF series there, but I could be wrong, Chris. The Strange Invaders by Alan Llewellyn. Introduction by Brian Aldiss. This one has been read by the looks of it, but some of these can be quite expensive. There's a sticker in there from W.H.L. Williams, London. I wonder if that's a bookshop that this once appeared in. The Caltraps of Time by... Oh yeah, so I've got that one, David I. Mason, and this is 1977. Was it all from... Okay, by Alan Llewellyn. So it's short stories from that one writer who I know nothing about. So yeah, I've got probably 6 or 7 of these now. I think I might have one coming from Paul as well. So slowly over time I will build that. I don't think there's that many, but I'm very happy to have that. Now, I don't know if I've got this Bantam, but I like these old Bantams. And again, this was in good condition. It's got a cat on the front, so there's no excuses. Lewis Paget, Line to Tomorrow and Other Stories of Fantasy and Science Fiction, 25 cents. Yeah, and if I saw that out in the wild, in that condition, it's got a very faded text block, but still pretty good. It's got 99p inside it. Okay, it's a little bit coming away at the seams there, but that's the age and the size. So 1954, I don't know if this is the 1954 version, but a Bantam book published August 1954 maybe is. So if so, for the age, very happy to have that one. I'd probably bag that anyway, even though it's a little bit scuffed, just because of the age. Like, you think about that, it's just crazy, 70 odd years. So yeah, really good. That's book number 5. Okay. Yeah, so these Q series Panther, I've seen them, but I don't think I've got any. And these Trevor Hoyle, I've got some really good Hoyle books with the kind of the Pelham covers, the Black Penguins. But I just thought this was a really smart book, and again, in really good condition. So I think these are all duplicates from Stephen's collection, or ones that he wasn't interested in. But again, this feels unread. So, over time you accumulate things, and I'm not there yet. I've still got, I don't know, it's something like 10% maybe, 5%, 10%, maybe even more, that need upgrade. But I don't have a copy of this one. This is again 1977. I keep buying books published 1977, and I don't mean to do it. It just happens naturally, which is weird. For Nick Austin for Believing. So again, I don't know. Oh, Peter Goodinas. But again, that's gorgeous. Slightly thicker Panther that I like. Okay, this one is just because it's John Christopher. Now, I've come across a few John Christopher now, and I don't know anything about him, but I met a collector in the US who loves John Christopher, and I'm actually on the lookout for some hardbacks for him. And then anything that I come across that's John Christopher, I'm gonna pick up. So again, I know nothing about this John Christopher Pendulum. I think he did kids' books as well. A Wyndham-like Terrifier, which exposes the horrors of a world too similar to our own. So again, really good condition. I'm impressed. First published in 1968, Hodder paperback edition 1969. So I don't have a lot of Hodder paperbacks, to be honest. So that's quite nice. Oh, Death of Grass is the famous one, yeah. Which a lot of people, I think people recently have been reading it and waxing lyrical about it. So yeah, really good. That's kind of for me is a little bit of a, you know, an oddball, something a bit different to what I normally get. John Boyd, Sex and the High Command. So this is a Bantam. This one has been read. Probably the worst condition. It's a little bit spotted, a little bit mottled, but again, it was cheap. It's got C. Fleming inside. Don't know who that is. And this is from 1971. I don't know who the front cover artist is again. Women's Lib Gone Wild. Dr. Henrietta Carey, leader of the Femmes, was the first woman candidate for president, the perfecter of Vita Lerb, a biological skin cream designed to do away with superfluous men. It's spelled, that is absolutely brilliant. A biological skin cream designed to do away with superfluous men. Just imagine. I don't really know how to play that out in the modern world, but it's probably still relevant. So yeah, that's a really interesting one. Okay, Hell's Cartographers, Orbit, Aldous and Harry Harrison, the personal histories of science fiction writers. Yes, I do remember looking at this one. I looked it up and I was like, is that fiction? And there's just something quite interesting about this. I've got that David Pringle second edition that I'm just learning a little bit more about. It's really good synopses of a lot of science fiction from, you know, the 50s onwards, and I want to start to learn a little bit more about people's lives. Like I've watched recently a couple of Ellison documentaries, just to find out if he really was that bad, if he was the Bukowski of science fiction, etc. And this is, I think, similar to that. So Hell's Cartographers, the personal histories of science fiction writers. Bester, who is one of my favourites. Damon Knight, never read. Frederick Pohl, read a little bit. Robert Silverberg, read a little bit. Harry Harrison, read my first one this year, end of last year. Aldous, read a little bit. So yeah, that's intriguing. A little bit faded, but this is one kind of that I'd like to read to the side of some fiction, maybe by one of those authors. So Robert Silverberg, Sounding Brass, Tinkling Cymbal, Alfred Bester, My Affair with Science Fiction. That sounds interesting. So that's the full thing. So yeah, never seen that before. Very happy with that. So 2 books left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, so he did, Steve, thank you. You did add an extra one. And I think you said you added an extra one because the Kornbluth wasn't as good condition as expected. So now I'm pretty happy with that. And the reason is because these Ballantine kind of Del Rey, the best of things that are very big. You'll see some booktubers that love these in the US, in North America, and they read them as a like a read along. And I've got a few. I think I've got Jack Williamson. I've got a few. I'll have to look it up, and I'll put it up with the ones that I've got. But this one I haven't seen in the wild, so I'm always going to pick these up. One, because they're nice chunky reads. Again, this is something that I'd love to take on holiday or on a train or something. And yeah, it's a little bit. It's got a little bit kind of creases and scuffs, but I think that's pretty good. Ballantine. Edited and introduction by Frederick Pohl. So C.M. Kornbluth from 1941, his first story, all the way to 1958. So yeah, there's a lot in there, and it's someone, again, I haven't read, but just in terms of collection, really happy to have them and all of them on a shelf, right? So that's the 10. That's the 10 I think I picked up, or I scanned and said, yeah, I'll have these, thank you very much. But there's another book in here, and it's David Pringle. And I haven't got it up here because I'm reading it downstairs in the front room at the moment, but I'm going through the second edition, what is it, Introduction to Science Fiction, David Pringle, that Dorset Bob gave me. And now, Modern Fantasy, the 100 Best Novels, David Pringle, which Steve, Outlaw Bookseller, has given me. And it's so weird because I've never really been a fantasy lover, and I'm stepping into it. And the way I'm stepping into it with Moorcock, basically. Elric, and now I've just read the first Coram, The Knight of the Swords, and I loved both of them, basically. Just these tiny pieces of escape written in what I would say a more kind of traditional English language. It reminded me of doing my A-levels, the way he writes. And for me, that just adds spice, it just adds flavour, it's kind of flowery, which I really like. It's kind of a guy in a red cape, like in Coram, going on this adventure, but they speak very formally. The descriptions are very matter of fact, but with flair. And that's what I like. So I'm going to be intrigued. Like, is there Moorcock in here? And there's other things that I would like to read based on that. So, Steve, I wasn't expecting that. Thank you very much. I'm going to open that and I'm going to read that once I've done the science fiction one, and hopefully it will extend my fantasy knowledge and my fantasy reading, because it is something I'm jumping into after discovering Elric, let's say. So awesome. So yeah, that's everything. Very happy with that. So thank you, Steve. Bag and sort ready for my physical library, which I hope in June some of it will come to fruition. I've got both systems, one in-house and one ordered. And then when I think about things like this, a row of yellow spines, or, you know, what do they call it, hero shelf, where you've got your favourites. Maybe I've got my Tanith Lee Electric Forest across there. Yeah, I can't wait. And it's only the start, right? So anyway, cheers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.